Now, talking about object, so it can be declared with in a number of ways in TypeScript, but everything what you will be reading will not be using in your day-to-day activities. Mostly you'll be using the last one, the class type which you will be learning. Okay, using class to create an object just like we did in other programming languages, that one, that way you will be basically using in your day-to-day activities. But the other things what we will be studying are purely from interview point of view. Maybe you can you maybe use it in one or two scenario in your real time also, but majorly you'll be using the class type, which we generally use in Java and other programming languages also. Okay, so as it has a number of ways in which you can declare and use the object in TypeScript. So let's see all the ways in which you can declare an object and use it. Okay, but from day-to-day activity, mostly you'll use one type, that is class type. Okay, so let's create a file that is object.ts. Now, the first way in which I can declare a object is called literal object. The first kind of object is called literal object. Okay, so what is a literal object? Let's understand it. Object.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So in literal object, we'll be creating something like this. So constant, I'll be creating the person. Let's say this is my object. Person is my object. Object name is person. Okay. So is equal to, and I'll have a curly braces. Okay. So here
So the
I can,
const is keyword
sorry, const
and
is.
the number three is const. That is a keyword or
Const we have already learned, right, in the first second class, in the type
oh,
of
okay, okay,
variables.
right.
Let,
Oh, right.
where, and const.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So John, then H 30, put the comma here. 30, then is employed. To person info. And type it. What name is dot name? Is dot name also. And is which? Dot. Okay. Now, see, just understand why I will be using this. First thing is that when I have different data types for me in TypeScript, one is a primitive data type. There it is already defined that you can store a single value. If it is a boolean, you store boolean. If it is a character, if it is a number, you store number. If it is a string, you store string. And when I come to non-primitive data type also, there is it is defined that in map you can store in key value pair. In array you
Yep.
can store multiple values. But let's say
That
if
is
I
a
add,
single.
correct. But if I want to have a data type in which I can store in a combination which is not defined, like I want to store a string, a number, a boolean, then a function. This is according to my choice. I want to customize. Then you'll be
Okay.
using object. Then I'm using object.
Okay.
Okay, because it will not be present in TypeScript. Okay, I want to customize it by myself, that I can store a function, I can store a then I can store a number, I can store a string. Then I'll be using object for that. Okay. Now, when I created an object, these are called the data. You can say the data members of that object. Okay, and I have assigned value to them. I have assigned value to them. Now I have created a function. Inside that functions also they have learned, right? So I have created a function inside
Yes.
that. Now, inside that function, I'm trying to access the data members. Understand? Inside the object,
Okay.
inside the object, there are two major things which it can hold. One is the data members, one is the function. These are major two
Okay.
things which are object hold. Now, the data members, see, here the data members are storing the value. If I give John means it becomes string. If I give 30 means it become number. Okay. Based on the value I'm assigning, it is giving number. Now here you see, when I am declaring this data type, I'm not giving any type like let, where, const, I'm not giving anything here. If the data members are declared inside an object, no need of giving those let, where, const, all these things. Okay. Only just give the name and the value. That's it. No need of giving those like the let, where, and const. Okay. Now I created a function for this object and I am trying to access. I'm trying to access this name one value and age value inside the object function. So always remember, if you want to access the data members inside a function, you can do using this. This is a keyword you have to use. Then dot name one. So it
That
will access.
element.
Yeah, this dot name one means it will access this. This dot age means it will access this. So if you want to access the data members which is present inside this particular object, you have to use this dot name inside that function.
Okay.
Understood? So what
Yes.
happened? What happened here? I can have an object, and inside the object I can have data members, I can have functions, and this data member will not have anything assigned to it, let, var, or const. By assigning the value, I'll be determining what is the type of the data members. Then inside the function, if I want to access the data members, I have to do using a keyword called this dot that particular data member. Clear?
Yes.
Now, I've created an object person. Inside that, all these things are like packed. Okay. So if I want to access the data member of that object, like so name one I want to access, then what I will do, person dot name one. So now if I run it, see, this printing me John. So if I want to access the data member of that object, what I can do, I can create the object name dot that data member. So it will print me John here. Understood?
Yes.
Similarly, if I want to access the function, then what I can do? Person dot person info. So this is the function I'm accessing. So if I run it again,
The function.
it will execute the body of that function. So it is
Okay.
executed, name is John and age is 30. Now, what is the significance of this dot name one? Let's say if I just remove this, okay, then what will happen? It is throwing error. It is not allowed. So every
This is
time
the
you want to
keyword for
access,
that picking
yeah,
that element,
yeah,
right?
correct. If you want to access the data member of that object inside the function of that object, you have to use this dot that data member. This is the syntax. Understood? Now, next thing is that, let's say if I want to pass a parameter to the function, if I want to pass any parameter to this function, let's say name, the same name one I want giving, is it acceptable? See, let's see name.
So we are giving the element name directly to the function name.
No, I'll tell you. The argument
Okay.
name is
So one question. So here the dollar symbol is for only for accessing that function. That's it, right? The dollar in 10, line number 10.
dollar is dollar. This is actually we discussed, right? If I want to
Yep.
print
Yeah.
something, some
Yes.
dynamic value, then I have to do in this way. If I write dollar and this bracket,
Yes.
then the dynamic value I have to give here, and that value will be replaced here. Just like here,
Okay.
name is static value. So it got
Okay.
printed name is. But John, from where it is coming? It is coming from this value, name one. So that is
So
written
we are
here.
giving
That is.
separation for dynamic and static values. Okay.
Yes, yes. Now here you see why. What is one more significance of this keyword? See, you understood the one of the significances for accessing the data members of the object. I'll be using this start that data member name. And let's say my data member name is also name one, and the argument which I am passing also it has name one. The data member, uh, like
Can you
uh,
repeat it? Data member
like
and argument.
see the data member here I am having is name one. Okay, the
Yes.
name one, and here also I am having a argument which is also name.
Okay.
Now, if I write something here inside this body,
Mhm.
name one, then which name one it will refer? This one or this one? Because when I'm calling this function, I'm passing Anil. So Anil will go and sit on this name one. The name one value will be Anil. But the data member name one is John. Okay. Now let's say if I write name one inside this particular body, then which name one it will refer? Understood or not? There is a conflict here or not? Here I
Yes.
am having
Yes.
an argument name one and the data type is also name one. Here comes
Yes.
one more use of this. If I write this dot name one, it will not refer to this name one. It will refer to the object name one. But if I write just a name one, it will refer to this name one. So while after executing, you'll see name is this dot name one John. That means it got the value from here. And name is Anil. Anil. That means this name came from here because Anil went and sat on this name one. So when I write just a name one, it will refer to this name one. When I will write this dot name one, it will refer to this. So if I have an argument and data type with same name, so to access the data type, I have to use this dot that data type name and just the argument. Then I can write just the argument. That's it.
Okay.
Understood?
Got it.
One
Got it.
more.
Yeah. Yes. So if you want to access the directly objects or element, we have to mention this
Yes.
using this for arguments, function arguments. We have to directly write that argument name.
Yes. Only when this is a scenario where they both have same name.
Okay.
Similarly, I can access all the data members and the function using the object name dot that data member or dot that function name. Clear? Understood?
Yes.
So let's say age. Let's execute it. Say 30. Because this is 30. So there are two ways in which actually I can access the data member. One is the object name, that is person dot that data member name, name one, or else the object name person in square bracket I can give as an argument the particular data member age. So that will also do. So these are two of the ways in which I can access the data member, either using object dot that particular data member or at object in square bracket that data member inside as a string. Got it?
Got it.
Similarly, same will happen for function also. Okay, function also I can do the same thing. What I can do is person info. I can give person info. Then I can give here I can give, let's say, Shunal. Shunal. Well, I need Sunil got printed for the second function form. Okay, so these are the two ways in which I can call the data members and the functions. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next. Next is your inline type object. This is literal object. Next is your inline type object. Right. Inline object. So what is the inline object? So inline object will be more or same like this only. Just copy paste this. Copy paste the whole thing. Now, inline object is more or same, less only thing that here at the time of object declaration, I am telling that what all I will be using. That means I am telling that I'll be using name one. Means this is this if we don't give also, it is understanding in the above, but this is one of the way in which I can use. Okay. That means I will tell them that this is the type of the data members which I am using.
Okay.
Is employed. Then option info. See, this is the way in which I can uh, differentiate between a what literal object and inline object. In inline object, before declaring those are assigning the value to the function or the data members, what I'm doing at the time of declaration, I'm declaring what are the type of the particular data members. I am telling that name one is type string, age is type number, is employee is type boolean, and person info is function. Got it?
Okay.
So here you can give person kid, give false, like that. Now if you print here, then you'll see got the result. Only thing is that only difference here is that you are just defining the type. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
See. Okay. Next. Third is you're using type alias. Using type alias. Okay. So let's understand what is this. So this is actually pretty simple. So here what I have to do, I have to declare one object like this type human. Okay. Is equal to, let's say I'm giving name, a string, age, that is number, then city, that is string. Okay. So what will happen is let the person, this person here, right? But I use person two. Let person two human. So earlier at the time of declaring a variables, what we are doing? We are giving let that variable name colon string or boolean or let's say numeric what we want. Yes or no? Earlier what we are doing?
Yes.
We are doing like this, right? Let y number. Then I was assigning what 10. Like this I was doing. Here again I am declaring a data type, sorry, declaring a variable and I am telling the type will be human. That means this one. Here it was number
Okay.
which is predefined in TypeScript. Here this is actually user defined. I have created. So I'm telling it should be like human. So when I define that it is like human, then I have to declare value according to that. So what I have to say? Name is equal to, sorry, name colon give John, okay, age, give 34, then give Shruti is equal to 10. Is equal to is not allowed. So what you can do, you have to again give it one.
Semicolon.
So only thing is that it is a predefined in TypeScript. Okay, but here this is user defined. I have defined what should it store. So according to that, I have to give value here. And what can it store? I have given already here. So then I have to tell that name will store John, age will store 34, city will store Delhi. Similarly, I can declare multiple objects for that. Here what is happening? Just one object will be created here. You have to here and here just one object was created. But in type, I can create multiple objects. See, I can create multiple objects. I can create a person 3 also. And assign different value. Let's say different some other value also.
So we are keeping all the details in type and we can create multiple variables in the
But
same
multiple,
format.
multiple, yes, multiple objects you can get. But for here, what is the limitation? Only
Objects.
one object I was creating.
Uh,
Yes or no?
yes, yes.
Yeah. So, and also one more. So if I run it, let's see what is happening. Then I'll see one more picture of it. Okay. Similarly, I can do like this also. Object and the data member. Object that is person 2. Then the person 3 name, let's say I will use. Name. Then there is no function for it, so leave it. That will be no function. So same in same way, I can access the data members also. I can access for person 2, I can access the age. For person 3, I can access the name, right? If I run it, it will print it. What is the value? The 34 and Fox. Person 2 age is 34 and person 3 name is Fox. So it is printing the 34 Fox. Okay. Clear? Understood, right? How to use type?
Yes, got it.
Now, one more feature of type is that I can have an optional parameter also. Just like functions, if you remember, we had an optional parameter, right? One is default parameter and optional parameter we had in function. Here also we can have a function optional parameter. So what was
Okay.
optional parameter? Let's say I declare person. Okay, question mark. Optional we use question mark. In function also we are using that. Question mark, then function.
Hmm.
Function. Okay. So this optional parameter is telling me that while declaring an object for this type, you can declare, it is mandatory to declare for all these three. But this is optional means you can declare for this or you cannot declare for this. It's up to you. It is optional, but for these three, it is mandatory. Let's say now I have person 2 of type human. These three are mandatory. If I delete city, you will see it will throw error. See, it is throwing me error because these three are mandatory, but that is optional. So it is not throwing me error. Okay, so
Okay.
here I same I can have both data member and functions. So this is the function, and I have told that function is my optional parameter. So what I can do, I can just it's up to me. I want to declare or I cannot declare. In one of the object I didn't declare. In next object what I'm doing, I will declare it. Now see. So here I have declared a person for person 3. Now person 3 is a function. So this basically is a arrow function which you already did. So this is basically an arrow function which I have declared for this person. Now to call this person function of person 3, I have to first check whether that is defined or not. Now see, because
Oh,
it is an optional parameter, it may have for person 2 it is not defined, right? For person 2 that
yes.
function is not defined. So I cannot syntactically it is not correct because I have to first check it is defined or not. If it is defined, then I'll be accessing that function. Okay, so if it is defined, then only I can access that function, or else I cannot access. So first, what I have to check in using conditional statement, if person 3 dot person, if it is defined, then this will return me true. Then it will go inside that and it will access that function. So to access a optional parameter, I cannot directly access it. I have to first check whether it is present or not. If it is present, then I have to access it. Okay, so for accessing this person function, I have to check first person 3 dot person, then I'll be accessing person 3 dot person function. Understood? Clear
Yes.
or not?
Clear. Yeah.
Next is your interface. Okay, let's see the next
Okay.
type. Interface. Okay, how to declare a interface. Interface. Let's say the employee. The name is string, which is number. Okay, name is string. I'm giving age is number. Then let's say role. That is also string. Role. And then giving salary. Let me not create a function that is number. That is optional.
Okay.
Which what is the fix interface? Okay. Sure. What I've done, I've so these are case sensitive actually. If I give caps instead of lowercase, then also it will throw error. So interface it will start from lowercase. I've given uppercase, so it gave me error. Okay. So what I have defined the interface here, employee, in which I have data member, name, age, and role, which are of string, number, and string, and salary. That is an optional data member. That is of type string, but that is the optional parameter. Just like we saw here, right? Optional. So it is optional here.
Yes.
Okay. Now let me create one object for that
So
interface.
I have one question. So this optional parameter, we can use the multiple optional parameter in that.
Yes, 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 yes. You can use
Okay.
multiple.
Okay.
It's up to you how we want to use.
Okay.
See. So what I did, I've created an object for this particular employee interface. Okay, in which I'm giving name is what are the data members I'm giving? Salary is optional. If I can give, it's okay. If I don't give also, that is also okay. It's completely up to me. Okay, so I've given this data for this particular object. Then you may ask if I have already typed, then the same thing interface is doing. Then why should I have one more? Means why JavaScript basically has provided me one more type of declaring the object? Yes or no? Because exactly the same feature way of saying I'm saying I can declare optional. I can have all the data members here. Also, I'm declaring optional. I can have data members. Yes or no?
Yeah. Almost the same thing. The type
Almost
also
the same
doing.
thing. But one
Yeah.
major difference is that, let's say in future, if I forget to add some data member, I cannot do here in type, but I can do in interface. That means, again, what I
Okay.
can do, I can declare the interface, just one data member will add. And if again I redeclare interface, okay, again if I redeclare interface, so what will happen? It will remember. So now this interface will have name, age, role, salary, and department. Everything it will have. It is throwing me error now. See, what it is throwing me error? That it is throwing me that department is declared. You have not used it. That means if I again redeclare that interface with one more data member, it will append to the existing data member. Now I will have a complete set of data member which are a combination of the earlier defined data member and the newly defined data member. Got it?
Yeah.
That means now I have to give the value for that, as it is not an optional parameter. So mandatorily I have to give a value for that. Then only it will work. Understood? Now if I just give a department value here, DPT, then colon, give IT, comma role. Now see the error word. That means now my new interface become are having this data member along with this data member. So that is one of the advantage of interface. You can, if you have forgotten, then in later point of time, you can add those data members, which will be added to the existing data members. Got it?
Okay. Okay. So now we are adding that department in line 66 only, but before that we are giving that info in 64. It will show error or not, because we are already giving that priorly giving to the department.
No, I'm not getting what you are telling. What is your question? You are giving?
So we are giving department in 67, line number 67 only.
Okay. But you are
So
telling why it is
before
throwing error here. Your
we are
question.
already declaring that the department is IT like that in that line 64.
No, we just now declare. After declaring this, I declared now, na. Earlier it was not there.
Okay.
After I declared this, it showed me an error that you have not declared department. So then I declared department is correct.
Yeah.
Understood?
Yeah, yeah, got it.
Now the next type. Next type is factory function. So what is a factory function? Let's understand what is the factory function. So in the factory function, what I can do is I can create a function. Let me create one function first. Function car. Okay. Then you create that's a model here. Where the- Wow. Now, this is the syntax actually. How to remember what is the syntax? So, yeah. Model here number. Show model is equal to model. Here is equal to here and sheet is equal to sheet. Okay. So here you see. Here I have declared a function car. Okay. Then inside that model string year number sheet I've given, then I'm returning those model year and sheet. Okay, so this is the syntax. So what I can do, I can create a object let car1 BMW 2022 and giving the values. Okay, so I'm creating an object car1 and I'm calling this car object and giving the value BMW 20 and 4. So it will get
Okay.
store here and it will return me. So when I do car1.model, it will print me BMW, car1.year 2020 and car1.set, it will return me 4. Now if I run it, see, return me BMW 2020 and 4. So this is the syntax of factory function. Understood? Now, constructor function.
What's the difference between before we are using interface and this factory
No, no,
function?
no, no.
Because almost the same, we are
Hmm.
giving that object name and every
Yeah,
data member
here you, this is the syntax
statement
basically.
only.
Yeah, so these are the different types of function declaration TypeScript has provided you. These also you'll not be using your day-to-day life as discussed earlier. Okay. So for
Yes.
interview point of view, you have to remember this syntax.
Okay, got it.
Actually, the last one which we'll be studying after this is the second last one, constructor function. After that, we'll be
Mhm.
studying class type that will be using in your real. Okay.
Um,
This may be this you may use somewhere. This interface and type maybe somewhere you may use rarely, but class is the most important, most widely used actually. Okay. Next is your constructor function. Sorry, not constructor function. This is already yes. We discussed factory function. No, then next is your constructor function. Okay. So what is a constructor function? Let's see. Class is name one which constructor uh, now constructor function is that I'm creating a class. Okay, class test in I have two data members name and age. I have to declare a constructor to initialize them. I have to declare a constructor. Okay, constructor you can say is one kind of function. Okay, which is used to generally the use of constructor is to initialize the data members. Okay, constructor is also similar to function only. So what I have done here, constructor that name and age, and I'm giving this dot name. This dot name means what? This name. See, I have given name and age as two data members. Now constructor name string age string. What name string is the type? String is the type of this name. Number is the type of this age. So when I'm giving Anil 30, name will Anil will sit on this name. 30 will sit on this age. Now here what I'm doing this dot name. That means this name is equal to this name. That means this name will be replaced with Anil. This dot age means this age is equal to this age, which is 30. So this dot age, this will become 30. So once I print t1 dot name, it will print Anil, t1 dot age, it will print me 30. So to access it outside the class, what I have to do, I have to create a variable, then is equal to new, then that class name test, then I'm passing the values. Understood? So if I
Can you
run
please
it,
repeat it one more time?
see what I'm doing, I'm creating a first a class.
So
Uh,
the class that is the class name, right? The test is the class name.
test is the class name. So I'm
Okay.
creating a
Inside,
class. I am
okay.
having two data members, name and age. Then I'm declaring a constructor. Okay. So constructor is basically similar to a function only, but here you have to use the word constructor. Okay. And there I am having two arguments, name and age. It can be name and age, it can be anything else. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm assigning this dot name. Okay, this dot name, that means this name, this name. This dot name is this name. Is equal to name, means this name. This dot age means this age. Sorry, this is equal to age. Age means this age. So from where this value will come? The moment I create a object for this class, that let T1. T1 is the object for this class test. What I'm doing is equal to new tester. I'm passing until 30 because constructor is accepting two arguments. It means mandatorily I have to pass here two arguments. That is one is string, one is number. I have to pass one string, one number. Okay. So what happens then? Anil will go and sit on name here. 30 will go and sit on age here. So then what will happen? This particular constructor I have to not call explicitly. The moment I create this statement, it will automatically call this constructor. Okay, the moment an object is created for a class, it will automatically call the constructor of that class. So that constructor is not called. So this Anil will go and sit on this, 30 will go and sit on this. Now when I'm doing this dot name, means this name is equal to name, means what value it store. Anil it store, it will store Anil here. So instead of name, if I give n also, that is also okay. Then I can give n also. That is also okay, no problem. Understood?
Yeah.
So 30 goes and sit on here. Then this data means this says is equal to 30. Because it stored 30, so 30 will be assigned to this. So it was started. So when I printed T1 dot name and T1 dot age, it printed with Anil and 30. Okay. Understood?
So here we are calling by using that object name T1.
No, you will not call only. The moment you create a object, automatically
Uh-huh.
it will call the constructor.
Okay.
Automatically it will call. The moment you create this, it will automatically call the constructor. You don't have to call it explicitly. Just like function class style. Okay, class style works. Again, again same as like this also. I'm creating a class. Okay, class employee. Okay. Now I'm creating employee name. Real subscriber, here. Then here there is some more concepts. Okay, so you'll be understanding that. Then this also will be creating. Okay, constructor. As a creating one more function. Okay. I'll call this function also. Now see, here I just had the data member and the constructor. But in this, what is happening? I have data member. Okay. I have data member. Sorry.
No, you
I,
continue. Yeah.
I have a constructor and also I have one function inside the class. I have also one function inside the class. Okay. So now one more concept is that, so here, let's say I declare one more data member. Let's say I can private salary and static. Static component. So declare basically here should be start. Shall we look at now? See what I have done here. I have created a class. Okay. I have created a class here. Now, in this, I have some data members which are general data member, and one data member I have that is private. One data member I have here is private. Okay. And one static. One is private, one is static. And let me create one that is read only. Read only also I'm creating. One more type I can have. Let me go. Tab. Tab. Sol.log. Tab. Tab. Now see. Just understand, this is important. So we have a class in which I have normal data member just like the above example. I have normal data members just like the above example. I can declare the type. I cannot declare the type. It's up to me. I have declared the type here. Now I have created one private data member. Okay. I have created one static data member and I have created one read only data member. Okay. I have created three data members. Now see, if it is static, mandatorily I have to give the value at the time of declaration. If it is read only, mandatorily, let's say if I remove it, it is throwing me error. That means for static and static also, if I remove Control H, it will throw me error. That means for private it is not applicable, but for static and read only, mandatorily I have to give the value at the time of declaration itself. Understood?
Yep.
Mandatorily I have to give the value. Now, when then again I'll have a constructor because at the time of object creation, when I created an object, just like the above example, when I created the object, it will automatically call the constructor. And in this constructor, except these two, because it is already having the value, because it's mandated to give the value at the time of declaration, except these two, all other will be assigned the value, all these four. Okay? Understood?
Yes.
Now, again, I am creating some, let's say, function in which I am just printing those values. Simple. Okay. Now, let's understand. Now, I'm creating an object for that particular class. So, I'm accessing all the member. Let's say I'm accessing employee name, employee age, employee role, employee salary. But while I am accessing employee salary, you see it is throwing me error. Why?
Oh,
Why? Because this is a private data member. And a private data member cannot be accessed outside the class.
okay.
See, this class will start here and will end here. I'm creating the object outside the class. So if it is a private data member, I told it cannot be accessed outside the class. So even though I'm creating an object for that class, I cannot access that particular data member outside the class. Got it?
Yes.
Second, so this is not allowed. So how to do that? That I'll tell later on. Leave it. Just comment it now. Next is company name. This data member is static. See, this data member is static. I cannot access this static data member company name using the object I created. I
Oh,
cannot access the static data member using the object name. Object name I cannot access. How I will access? I'll access using the class
class
name.
name.
Class name only I can
Okay.
access. Okay. So
Oh,
that is the proper use of static data member. Now next I'm
that
calling
private.
this employee info this function, and I am accessing employee ID also. What is the employee ID? Employee ID is the read
Read
only data
only.
member. Read only data member. Now if you run it,
Okay.
you'll see all the result you'll see. You see all the result. Then static data member, you understood what is the use of static data member? It can be accessed only using the class name. With object name, you
Class name.
cannot
Yeah.
access. Next is a private
So
data
like
member. You can yeah, tell.
read only also we can access only using by class name,
No,
right?
no, read only we have access using C, using the object name only.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay.
Then what is the difference of read only? What is the use of read only? Read only says that, see, when I have employee role or employee salary is not read only. Okay, it is private, so I can access it inside the class. That means I can access here also inside this function because this function is present inside the class. Sure. Inside the class, this function is present. So what I can do, I can call this dot employee salary. I'm changing to 6,000. What about what employee salary is equal to 6,000? Okay. Operating console doesn't exist at type employee.
So no, the salary is private.
No, salary is private. What I told, it can be accessed inside the what?
Oh, okay.
Class. So the function is present inside the class, right? Sure. So see, what I'm doing, I'm accessing this employee salary, this private data member inside the function. So this is present inside the class. So I'm trying to update the value. I try to update the value to 6,000. So that is okay. But let me try to uh, update the value of employee ID. Let's see what is happening. See, this is not employee ID 5,000. This is a throwing error. That means read only cannot be updated. The value of read only data member cannot be updated. That means the read only value, whatever assigned at the time of declaration, is fixed, is final. You cannot change it anytime in the program after declaring it.
Okay.
So you understand what are the uses of these three? Private means it can be accessed only inside the class. Outside the class, you cannot access it. Static means it can be accessed only through the class name. You cannot access it through the object name. And read only means the value which is declared at the time of declaration is final. You can never change the value of read only data type. Got it? Understood?
Yes, yes.
Now comes private. So if I declare something private, then how I can access that? Okay, how I can access that? Let's see. So, yeah. So to access a private data member, what I have to create? I have to create a function which will be assigning the private data member that through that function I can access the data member. That means let's say I can create a function set salary. See. Now what I created a function set salary. Similarly, I can create a function get salary. These are called getter setter basically. The
Oh,
technical term for this is getter and setter. Okay, so I have a private data member. I cannot access it outside the class, but I have two functions inside the class. They can access the data member because it is present inside the class. Yes or no? They can access the data member because it is inside the class. So what I'm doing, I'll not access directly this data member. Rather, what I'll do, I will access this function outside the class. This function will set the value of that particular data member. Then I will also access this function which will return me the value of this. That means it will access this data member inside the class and return me the value what is present. So I'll get the value what is present inside that data member. So here what I can do, emp1 dot set salary 5,000 console dot log emp1 dot get salary. Understood? So what I did, this directly I cannot access employee salary because it is private. So what I did, I created two function instead, which anyways is not private. I can access it outside the class. Okay. So I access it outside the class. And here what I'm doing, here I'm passing in this function, I'm passing set name 5,000, let's say. So it is coming in and setting here 5,000. Then I'm assigning this dot employee is equal to salary. That means employee salary became 5,000. Then next is get a salary. So get salary, what I'm doing, return this dot employee salary. So whatever value the salary have, it will be returning it. So what I can do, I'm getting a value, so I'm printing it. So I can print it. Understood? How to access a private data member of a class
okay. We
rather
have
than
to
accessing.
use get and set for accessing that
Yeah, not
private
get
data
set.
member.
You have to create one function. The function name I've given get salary,
Okay.
set salary. You can give any name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Understood?
Yep.
So that these are basically called getter and setter. Similar to data member, function can also be private. If my function is a private, see, I cannot access it because it is a private. Understood? Interface, I can declare one more time, then it will be getting appended. Yes or no?
Yeah. It will be updated. We can
It will be
update
updated.
anytime. Yeah.
It will be updated. So again, I have to declare employee ID also if it is updated means. Now let's say I have one more interface. Okay. I have one more interface. Let's see what will happen. Interface company, interface company. Yeah. Now I have one more interface, other name. Okay, it is I employee, it is having company. So what I can do, I will try to ex extend I employee. Covered? That is, okay. So what I'm doing, I'm creating one more interface which will extend. That means now company become the child of I employee. I employee is the parent and company become the child of I employee.
Okay.
Okay. I become the child of this particular employee. So if you are the child of your parent, so whatever your parent have, so you will automatically inherit those. Let's say your parent have two, three properties. As a child, you will automatically inherit by default. Similarly, when a child interface inherits, extend means it inherits. It makes this as a parent. I employee is the parent of company. So company will have all the properties. That means name, age, role, department, salary, employee ID automatically in itself. Along with that, it has something for itself. Just like you have one, you have bought one property and your father has bought five properties. So for your property, you are the only owner. But for your father property, automatically it will pass down to you. So you are the owner of 6 property, but your father is the owner of 5 property. Same here. Here the parent have some of the properties here. Okay. And the company has its own property. This child has its own property. When it extend or inherits such parent, automatically it will have all the properties of parent along with its own property. But this I-employee will not have company name. But this company will have a name as role, department, salary, and employee. Understood?
Okay.
So if I declare let person5 company, then I have to declare everything. See, I have to declare name, I have to declare age, all this thing. Name is role department, salary. Okay, everything I have to declare. Along with that, I have to declare for this also company name. Company name also I have to declare, but here I don't need it. So in interface, you can also inherit a interface as a parent. Understood?
Mm.
Clear?
Yes.
So these are the different ways in which I can declare a object and use it in our day-to-day activities.